and Koshalas made the earth tremble as they followed Yudhishthir Maharaj, the performer of the sacrifice, in procession.
Thank you.
There's no purports other than the jewelry.
No, there was a purport where it says somebody was remunerated with nice presents, right? Something like that.
Nice, very nice jewelry.
Yeah, jewelry.
The imagery of the procession and the music shaking the earth, it reminds me of the Psalm 150, and in the original text of Psalm 150, it talks about the music that is made in glorification of the Lord makes the firmament, which is a Judeo-Christian kind of cosmology, but makes the firmament tremble, and is very similar kind of sentiment that the devotion and the expression of that devotion could move the spiritual world, or at least make the material world move in such a way that the spiritual world would notice. Beautiful. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, there's nothing mediocre about the ceremonies where Krishna is in the center. Srila Prabhupada would always emphasize how everything that we offer to Krishna should be first class, if we can. One time the devotees they were trying to save up, and where they didn't have enough man to set up a proper celebration for his Guru's appearance day, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day. And Srila Prabhupada kind of abandoned on them heavily and cooked everything himself. And he said, don't take it lightly. This is a celebration of our Guru. So everything that we're doing in our service to Krishna should be first class, if we can. First class leaf, first class fruit, first class water. We offer it. We should take it seriously.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I was just reading in Prabhupada Lilamrita last night, in the early 50s, when he was just becoming a Vanaprastha and trying to get, his magazine printed, and he would forego eating to buy paper so that he could get the quality of paper that he wanted, that would be as best as he could provide. And oftentimes would make deals with the printer so that he could get the magazine out on his schedule, and get loans. And he was such a sweet and humble person that he was able to receive that mercy, and successfully, put out his magazine at a time when he had virtually nothing. It was pretty amazing and appropriate to what you had just said about how we give the best that we can by our means, and even when his means were nothing, he still gave the best that he could. So it's very, very poignant example of how to accomplish that.
Yeah, that whole volume of Srila Prabhupada's Lilamritam is showing us how we shouldn't be discouraged. One could easily interpret the obstacles that Srila Prabhupada had to overcome as maybe Krishna doesn't want it. It's too much. Krishna doesn't want it. When Krishna wants something, he makes it easy. When Krishna doesn't want it, makes it difficult. There's a very common kind of a confusion that if Krishna wants it, it's easy. If Krishna doesn't want it, it's difficult. But sometimes what Krishna wants may require some effort on our part. And we shouldn't get discouraged when obstacles come up. Just like Srila Prabhupada. He wrote in a letter to his, I believe, either a family member or someone, he wrote, there's this problem, that problem, but I'm not the one to be discouraged. I'm not so easily discouraged, Srila Prabhupada said that. So let's take it as an encouragement when something requires our effort, our blood, sweat, and tears. It doesn't mean that Krishna doesn't want it. That's the point. Jai. There was one other.
Something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Something that comes to mind on what you've just raised. Just because there are obstacles doesn't mean Krishna doesn't want it. A thing that I think of is that sometimes Srila Prabhupada's disciples they would complain to Srila Prabhupada, or they'd express their concerns, their worries. They would tell him that we're doing all this preaching, we're doing all this service and work, but there are so many people opposing us. There's governments opposing us. There's other religious groups opposing us. These anti-cult people opposing us. So many people are trying to fight us. Like, why is it that we're being fought when we're trying to do devotional service? And Srila Prabhupada would point out that in all the history of the Vedas, whenever there were devotees, demons always appeared in order to fight them, in order to provide obstacles. So Srila Prabhupada said, actually, it's a very good thing that we're having opposition, because that means that this movement is authorized. It's the real deal.
Thank you, Dr. Hugo Prabhu. When there's no obstacles, there's no growth. We'll become lazy, furry little pets without obstacles. We'll become hamsters. Everything is provided. But we're not hamsters, we're lions with a humble heart. Christian Diapabu.
Thank you for the wonderful sharings. Just a couple of things which struck me while reading to the first 8th verse. So it's interesting to read that translation. So after the priests, the prominent delegates, great learned saints, and the king's most intimate well-wishers. So here king is like Yudhishthir Maharaj, he's being referred to. So of course, everybody, Yudhishthir Maharaj doesn't have any enemies, Ajata Shatru, but so everybody is friend to him. But there are very intimate friends to him. So, and then, so intimate well-wishers. So they are properly honored with pleasing words, so it's all a reciprocation, like how much a person is intimate, automatically the pleasing words, honoring them, it comes naturally. So this is very important why this is pitching up here, because everybody else is also invited, but there are those who are very close to his heart. If you say it's suhrutameshu, so even for Yudhishthira Maharaj, there are some people who are very close to his heart, and they are given an equal footing along with the priests, and then prominent delegates and great learned saints. So this is how the relationships exist even during Yudhishthira Maharaj's time. So where there are some people who are really close to his heart. And then another thing, if you see in the translation, it's so nicely mentioned, the sequence, so when all these gifts and exchanges are happening, it is happening just after the king of Chedi entered the lotus feet of Satvatapati. Means we heard in the previous chapter how Shishupal was annihilated. So king of Chedi is Shishupal. So he was annihilated, he was killed by Lord Krishna, and then what was his destination? So it is saying that, yeah. So Satvatapate Charanam Pravishte. So he got the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. How much he abused, but still he got the shelter of Lord Krishna. And it's not just in the previous chapter. Again, things are coming in the later verses also. So telling that, even the toughest people who are completely against the Lord, so Lord is, never abandoning them. So achieving the shelter of lotus feet of the Lord, that's what Bhagavatam is declaring. So what to speak of those people who at least chant every day Hare Krishna, and then who at least try to attend Bhagavatam once in a while, like me. So we are like assured that if
Is that considered an intimate circle?
yeah, I mean, if we are favorable, definitely, So what to speak of Shishupal, who is 100% unfavorable? So, and we are favorable. So I think we have a chance. So that's what. And then, Lord is Satvatapati, So he's a master of the Sattvatas. So it's very, very nice to remember this. And then the purification ceremony was also done. So this is very important. And in the name of we being, practicing bhakti yogis, sometimes we tend to rise above the rituals, saying that these rituals may not be that great, but actually rituals help in spirituals. So it's important to take a fresh bath. It helps us to remember Krishna. So these are some points. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Krishna Dayaprabhu. Yeah, rituals discipline the mind, and then the mind becomes a tool in our devotional service rather than an obstacle. So yeah, it does something to the mind when you come to a festival and everything is decorated nicely, devotees are dressed up, everybody's on their best behavior, everybody's favorable. There's a greeter, there's a pujari, chanting is going on. It just purifies. It's like a bath, bubble bath, right? Okay. All right, dear devotees, let's keep the yajna going. Please, if something stood out to you in the verse, in the purport, or in the discussion, please feel free to share. The intimate circle is available to us. That's a good thing to know. Just need to become a little bit steady, take up some commitment, get serious about something in life, and then we're in the inner circle. Krishna reciprocates. Krishna is always kind, like we heard yesterday from Brahmatirtha Prabhu. No one's excluded. Temple Room Manohar Prabhu, Sage of Steady Mind, do you have any contribution? Please. Oh.
He does. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me okay? Sound is okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an amazing description. Very elaborate offerings to Krishna, colorful, sound vibration, everything done in a very opulent and gorgeous way. The idea of offering things to Krishna, that the subject comes up just like Sanatana Goswami was offering his deity of Krishna, a dry chapati without even salt. He was worshiping the deity in a tree. And the deity said, "What is this? Just a dry chapati, no salt, nothing?" He said, "Well, please accept this is the best I can offer." So when we offer our best to Krishna, he's satisfied. And sometimes it will manifest in this glorious, complex, elaborate way, like these ceremonies here, with all the pomp and the music and the decorations. And the but the idea is that it's an offering of love. We're expressing our love and our worship of Krishna. And we worship different things. We give our attention to different things, but ideally, worshiping Krishna is the best thing. And it's not dry. There's something for the nose, something for the eyes, something for the ears, something for the taste. Even it says the bodily touch is very pleasing when the Lord appears. So we are very grateful. We have this term, Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means that the Mayavad, they see that sensual activity can be distracting and people become attached and they become indulgent and fat and fallen. distract. So they try to just give up everything, eating dry food, not singing or dancing. But Srila Prabhupada has given us all these things can be used in Krishna service. And so spiritual life is very relishable and everything is there. Um, Even if only we have as a dry chapati, and that's what we offer with Love Good. But ideally, everything can be used in Krishna service. And Radha Muralidhar is so beautiful. We see how much love the devotees put into dressing them, decorating them, bathing them, caring for them every day. And the deities look very satisfied. Radha Muralidhar looked very, very happy. Anyway, maybe I'm talking too long. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Just repeating what we heard from Guru. We were praying to Prabhupada what to contribute to this class. It's not what I have to say. All glories to Prabhupada.
Thank you. I was reminded of what Vaisheshika Prabhu often says, that our biggest asset that we can give to Krishna is our attention. It's pretty much our only asset. Everything else doesn't really belong to us. It's in our possession temporarily, but our asset is attention. If we give that to Krishna, to Radha Muralidhar, you'll see how happy they are. Lord Chandra is happy too. Krishna Kumari.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to echo what Krishna Daya was talking about, this idea of ritual. So like, I notice for myself, sometimes I like want to skip some of the ritual. And then other times I really am into ritual. I feel like I even want to make more rituals for Krishna. And some years ago, we had a group that was interfaith in my community here, and it was called the Ritual Exchange. And we had a Buddhist, Presbyterian church, pagans, the Muslim youth, many,
Pagans?
many.
What's that? How did
Pagan?
Who's pagan?
They're into like offering to the earth, planting seeds, making intentions. Yeah, so we would do this once a month. I did Radhastami, Gaur Purnima. And what the idea was that so many people are raising their children nowadays because they're so disenchanted with the church or what they grew up with, that they really did need something. And this, at first I was thinking like rituals have become so looked at as like a negative thing, like, oh, you and your rituals, like religion's just a ritualistic thing. But what we were expressing actually was not to talk philosophy of one religion to another, but actually the expression of the heart in the ritual. And it was quite a beautiful experience to share in that way. And so, yeah, I just wanted to speak to the idea of ritual, like whether it's, Bharatanatyam dance, or whether it's, setting an intention and ritually just offering a flower in your mind. Yeah, I just really, I had a change on my ideas of ritual.
Rituals can become dry and mechanical if there's no love. It's not just an elaborate expression of what I like to do. It's an offering to the Lord. And when we do it, even there's you know what a mezuzah is? The mezuzah, it's a little scroll. The Jewish people put it on the doorway. They have many, 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 many rituals. And in there's the 10 Commandments and the Shema. And every time you go in the door of your house, you kiss the mezuzah. You go like this and you kiss and touch the mezuzah. And it's been there.
Yeah, every building that he goes to, he kisses the mezuzah every time.
I couldn't hear what you said.
You said you kissed the mezuzah.
You said I kissed the mezuzah. Yeah, well, I know that the owner of the building is a pious man. He put that religious little scroll on the door. And so I started doing that. Every time I come in the door, I kiss the mezuzah. I feel like, whoa, it's an expression of remembering Krishna, and it's an expression of respecting and affectionately, an expression of affection. And I feel it, every time I come in the door, I started doing it every single time. And at first it was just nothing, but gradually, every time I do it, I feel like that Krishna is reciprocating with that tiny little gesture. And so rituals can become, even if you don't have a lot of love when you're doing it, if you start doing it and you keep doing it, gradually Krishna opens the heart, and you get an experience of the fact that this offering to the Lord is appreciated and accepted. How wonderful is Krishna?
Thank you, Adipusha Prabhu. How wonderful is Krishna. How wonderful are mezuzahs. I didn't know what that was. Thank you, Adipusha Prabhu, for educating me on the spiritual meaning of those things. I'll try kissing the mezuzah next time. Okay. Yeah, I just got to work, and it looks like I'm the one who was supposed to be on this shift. So I'm not sure what to do. I need to catch up on things. So, Ajay Prabhu, can you please continue the yajna?
I
The
can.
fire of Sankirtan?
Hare Krishna. I was just thinking, and this is going back some time, but I once was on retreat as a very young person, and the priest who was leading the retreat was sort of asking an open-ended question about, what was the most important invention that man ever came up with? And everybody says the wheel or something like that. And his point was that ultimately he said it's the table, and that the reason that the table is so important is that it becomes the altar. And why are we using an altar at all? This raised surface, and that his thought was that in this ritual, whether it be family dinner, prayer in a church, meditating before a deity, any of these, myriad uses for a table where people gather, is that process of ritual creates community, and that the establishment of regular community is what creates communal love and appreciation. And in thinking about ritual in this discussion today, and the importance of ritual, and what that ritual does to the heart, what it does to the mind, what it does to the soul, and especially, supra-personal, in that it creates that community, that connection, that association, and facilitates that continued association, which is what ultimately elevates all of us beyond ourselves, in a very material way at least, to recognize the other, and to recognize the similarity between the self and the other, and in so doing creates harmony and a bridge between souls. Very beautiful to have a conversation about ritual in light of kind of reading about the Rajasuya sacrifice, and ultimately this procession of kings that that literally shakes the earth with its communal exeunt from this magnificent and difficult to perform ritual. Very beautiful. Krishna Kumari, please.
I've been seeing a lot of videos sent to me lately of these ancient, temples, these Vedic temples, and they have these moving parts on them that when you see them, you wouldn't, understand, or they found Dwarka under the water, but the moving parts on them actually like harness energy. So the fact that the Lord is like walking on the earth in itself, like in this procession or, in Vrindavan, it's like, I don't know, just to think about like what kind of energy is moving there is like pretty profound. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And then I thought maybe I would read that since it is Kartik and today is a special appearance day, I would just read what I found about Bahulastami. So that's today. On the 8th day of the waning phase of the Damodar month, the appearance day of Radhakund is celebrated by the residents. Bathing in Radhakund is especially beneficial on this day. By this, one gains the favor of Radha, by which one gains the favor of Krishna. Radhakund appears at midnight. People go to Radhakund and offer prasadam, garlands, pumpkins, gourds. We have lots of those, more ritual, into the water. Then at midnight, take bath in Radhakund and bathe in Shamakund. Many people like to bathe at a ghat where Lord Nityananda's Shakti, Osaki, Janava Mata used to bathe. But wherever you go, you better get there early, as thousands of people and devotees will be there. And bring some warm clothing for afterwards. The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because of Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand, a little pinky of Sri Krishna, and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radhakund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosia nectarian prem of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna, where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve the divine Radhakund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill. So all of you with Radha Muralidhar, you have the opportunity to take the Charnamrita, right there, Radha Muralidhar's beautiful bathing water.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Krishna Kumari.
I have a great thought. I was thinking of Srila Prabhupada and his example of keeping the sampradaya pure and keeping their rituals going while showing care and affection for the devotees, the people. And it says somewhere in the Shastra, maybe Krishnadaya can tell me, but it says something along the line of that, that if a pujari is engaged in the deity worship and a guest walks in the door, the pujari is expected to stop the puja and take care of the guest. So that's a nice example of the correlation between rituals and people. Sometimes we can overlook people and get lost in the rituals, forgetting the meaning of the ritual. The ritual is how we show love, and when somebody is in our care, somebody's in our life, and the ritual
should apply there too. We should show love to people too, while maintaining the rituals. Shikshashtakam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, yeah, I was just reading in this that a Kanishta Adhikari, that, neophyte devotee, he may worship the deity, but he doesn't pay attention to the devotees or other guests or in the temple. So you can continue to do that, but that's the lowest stage of devotional service. So it's very important to see Krishna within the heart of every living being. And that way we can, come slowly to the platform of a Madhyama Adhikari, the middle platform.
It's devotional middle class. Right?
Yes.
Thank you, Shikshashtakam Prabhu. Krishna Kumari.
Yeah, I'm taking the course with Krishna House. Not that I'm necessarily going to do anything with it, but hearing their ways and their philosophy of how they see everyone. It's very inspiring to not just bow down before one in saffron, but actually to see everyone, that everyone has Krishna in their heart. And if we really were to see that Krishna was in everyone's heart, we would take more time, more care. We would offer that respect in the way of just really being present when we're with each other. So.
Yeah, everything starts at home. Our preaching starts at home. Right? That's a tough one. Sometimes it's so hard to see Krishna. It's so easy to come to the temple and bow down to everybody, and then you come home and become ugly, grouchy. Oh, it's just my family, who cares?
Did my husband tell you that?
No, you're not like that, Krishna Kumari. No. I'll give him a call though. I'll ask. So is Krishna Kumari becoming a certified Madhyama Adhikari? Is that what they put on the certificate upon the completion of the course?
I don't know.
Adhikari?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
But it's very inspiring, because here devotees run the different courses and classes, and you might think, oh, they've only been around devotees for a year and a half, but they're already stepping up. And this was Prabhupada's vision. Everyone should become guru. Everyone should be sharing the message. We don't wait. Like somebody a couple of months ago said here, like, you don't wait to give to Krishna till you have a lot in the bank, You don't wait to tell people about Krishna or lead a class or a kirtan until you've perfected it. We're all in process, and we should all be speaking about Krishna. We should all be sharing our skills.
That's a great point, Krishna Kumari. Yeah, it's such a common kind of thinking that, oh, I'm not perfect, so I'm not gonna even try. I'm nothing. I'm no one. So don't give me any service because I'm so insignificant and lowly. Thank you for calling that out, Krishna Kumari. It's false ego. False ego. The true humility is that there's an order of my guru, there's a service that I'm called to do, and despite my imperfections, I'm going to do my best to try doing it nicely, as best as I can. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada himself speaks in his translations that it may be imperfectly composed, but my intention is pure and I have the order of my guru. So this effort qualifies. Thank you. We all qualify. I think Krishnadaya Prabhu is ready to become a guru. On this call, he's probably up on the top of the list. Right, Krishnadaya? He'll never admit that though. Oh, that's Adokshaja. Adokshaja Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Good morning. Yeah, Adokshaja Prabhu is in ecstasy. He's so eager to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. He climbed
He wants to see all of you offer his obeisances to
Jai. Thank you, Daksha Prabhu. Right back at you. Right back at the Daksha Prabhu. Cool.
Imagine they hung a Doshita Prabhu over the doorway. Adi would
Yeah.
give bigger kisses.
Yeah. If Krishnadaya Prabhu is engaged in some rituals, he's a Brahmana, then Adokshaja Prabhu will crawl in. Krishnadaya Prabhu will drop everything and take care of Adokshaja Prabhu nicely. Okay, darshan time. Vasudev Prabhu is keeping the ritual going. Thank you, Vasudev Prabhu. Joshua Brent Oliver. Hare Krishna, welcome to the Afterglow. Thank you so much, dear devotees, really, for coming to class, despite the fact that we did not have a speaker today. Thank you so much for speaking, sticking around, for turning on your cameras briefly. Thank you. This is our Zoom commune. Right? I've always wanted to have some communal living experience, and Krishna has given me plenty of that. Thank you. I feel like I'm a child. I'm a kid again. Jeffrey Eckler is my classmate. Yeah. Oliver and Adoksha are my classmates too. So cool. Jai. Okay, let's see. Dana Krishna's Radharani, would you like to complete our yagya? Would you like to perfect our yagya by saying Hare Krishna?
Hi, Hare Krishna, everyone. Have a great day. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy to be here with you guys. You're the best. So grateful
Thank you,
for you
Dana
all.
Krishna's Radharani. Thank you so much. Okay.
How
Bowing down
wonderful
to
is
everyone.
Krishna?
How wonderful is Krishna? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hare Krishna, how wonderful is Krishna? How wonderful is devotional service? How wonderful are devotees? How wonderful are rituals? Everything is equally important in Krishna's eyes.